Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. Today we are joined by Brad Wetzel, a long-tenured lead team member. Brad, welcome to the show.
Hey, glad to be here, Brad.
How do you do normally with hot foods?
I'm usually pretty good, but my understanding is we might be going to another level here this afternoon. So, yeah, hopefully I'm good.
All right, find out.
Yeah, we will.
All right, start on your right. Wing number one.
Which one's this?
That's the classic.
Classic. No problem. I'm good.
I would hope so at this point.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how you became a follower of Jesus.
Originally from Clarion, Pennsylvania, small town, not too far from here, about an hour and 15 minutes right off Interstate 80. Now I live 2 miles down the road in Seven Fields with my wife Shannon, son Jackson, who's a graduating senior at Seneca Valley, and my daughter Ella, who's a sophomore at Seneca Valley as well. As far as when I became a follower of Jesus, that was in the summer of 2013, about, I want to say, three and a half years after we got introduced to Discovery. That's when I was baptized, and kind of a little interesting fact was I was actually baptized in a pond, which is a little unique. I'm sure you remember the Harringtons lived not too far from here, but they had a pond in their backyard, and there was 10 of us that day that all got the privilege to be baptized in a pond, so it was pretty cool.
There.
Yeah.
Ready for wing number two?
I'm ready. Let's do it. Not bad. How do you know? There's what is the?
Scoville.
Scoville.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what the number is.
Okay.
It's somewhere on the page.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We're slowly creeping. It'll build. You'll get to the
Oh,
big
yeah.
numbers later.
I'm sure.
So how is it that you came to find your home at Discovery, and what does it mean to you to be appointed as one of its spiritual leaders?
Well, like I said, it was right around 2009, 2010 where Shannon and I got introduced to Discovery. We were kind of shopping for churches, and she had run into somebody at a Halloween event that had recommended we give Discovery a try. And I grew up in United Methodist, in elementary and high school, and came into Discovery, and like right off the bat, the music was a lot different than what I was used to, singing the John Wesley hymns and stuff like that. So that was really a draw. But I would have to say the people, it was just so welcoming. Everybody was like us, so to speak. And we quickly got plugged in. I think we both started by serving, and then we got plugged into a journey group, which is now called a neighborhood group. Really clicked with the folks in our journey group, yeah, and it's been history ever since. So I would for sure have to say that we call Discovery our home from the people. And I remember it just really hit home to me. Tony Salva, our former lead pastor, I remember he used to explain to people, when they were asking about Discovery, and he used to say that here at Discovery, we don't take ourselves seriously, but we take Jesus Christ seriously, and that always really struck a chord with me. So, and then as far as serving on the lead team, for sure it's truly been an honor. I'm in my 6th year, so I'll be rolling off at the end of this year. I vividly remember when I was asked to be on the lead team. Tony asked if I would go get a cup of coffee with him. And I'm just thinking, because at the time, I was pretty much just serving. And I just assumed that he was going to be talking about some event that was coming up and, trying to, brainstorm about a serving opportunity. And when he asked me if I would consider serving on the lead team, I was stunned. I was shocked that did he get to rate Brad? And then
I was already on.
Yeah, you were always already on the lead team. But yeah, it's been very rewarding. Not without its challenges, obviously. The church property and going through COVID, but the team is just phenomenal. And yeah, so it means a great deal.
All right, ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, wing number 3.
Number 3.
Although this is sauce number 5 on the show, as it is, but
Okay.
we're skipping a little bit.
Which one is that? What's it called?
What is this one?
Fly by June. Feeling a little kick right now.
Good.
Little one.
So the practice that we're talking about today is worship. Jesus very explicitly calls us to worship Him, worship God and God alone. And while in our lives and most people's lives we're not explicitly sitting down, kneeling to Satan or to anything else, although you maybe have bits and pieces of influence in these sauces later on. But
Yeah.
how do you see, or how can you think of people putting things that are not God above God that they might not explicitly think of as worship, something other than God?
I would probably say, I guess the one thing that kind of would jump off the page at me would be money or accumulating wealth. That's a pretty common one that I know in my life. I've been there, done that one where placing money first, money ahead of God, and I think maybe that might even be a subcategory under self, worshiping self. I mean, we're human. Human nature is, tend to look after yourself, focus on self rather than God, and it can be easy. You don't even realize that you're actually at that point. And after whatever day, week, month goes by, and you look back and you say to yourself, "My gosh, I've just been focusing all of my energy on myself rather than putting God first." Those would be the two: money, accumulation of wealth, and worshiping self. Would be my answer.
Ready for wing number 4?
Right. This one looks a little saucier here. Right.
I hope that means heat and pain too. So what do you believe it says when it says that worship kind of exposes the desires of the heart?
I can feel that one there. A little bit. So I guess that would make me think of Matthew 6:21. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And in my opinion, basically, whatever your priorities are, whatever your focus is, whatever you're coveting, whatever you're trying to achieve, that's going to be dictated by your actions. And obviously worship is an action. So whatever is close to your heart, that's the actions in your life are going to be dictated by that. So yeah, I don't know whether I answered that one very well or not.
Sauces kicked in.
Yeah, the sauce kicked in on that one right there.
Yes, it did. Okay, you ready for wing 5? This one hurts.
Okay.
I might want to recommend. I recommend a small bite on this one.
Small bite?
But I mean, also go big.
Yeah, I'm feeling on that last one actually.
I'm no superhero.
Yeah. Yeah. I can feel that. For sure.
In what ways are you intentional about putting God first, worship in your priorities?
I guess I would start off with just Sunday mornings, making church a priority in my life, in my family's life. That's a pretty evident one, or a tangible one. Second, I would say serving. I try to make that a priority. Through Discovery, I'm a member, obviously, of the lead team, but a part of the Includers team. I can definitely feel that. The neighborhood group, being a part of a neighborhood group. Shout out to Seven Fields Neighborhood Group, are the best, by the way. Lastly, I think another tangible way, those are things, Sunday morning, 1 day per week for an hour and 15 minute. Neighborhood group, probably most groups are less than 2 hours. And another thing that I try to do on a daily basis, which I'm far from perfect in this area of my life, but just signing up for the verse of the day through the Bible app. That's been pretty important to me, just because it's so easy to get caught up in work and family. And if you get an email in your inbox with a verse of the day, it's just a nice reminder hey, you got to spend a little bit of time with God today. And then if I have more time at the gym, based off that verse of the day, there's about a 5 to 10 minute daily devotion that you can do. Excuse me, and that's I guess those are the 4 things that I would point to as far as your question.
All right, ready for wing? The last wing.
This is the last one. Thank goodness.
All right, we made it to the last wing. We're doing the last dab. They called it the last dab because it's tradition on the show to put a little extra on the last wing. You don't have to.
Oh, I'm gonna. Can I put it on this side and then take
Sure.
it right from the other?
I know we're watching. A little bit goes a long way.
Okay.
Doesn't take much.
There we go. Good stuff. How did it taste?
Yeah, compared to the last one, that actually tastes really good. So what do you think it would look like if all the followers of Jesus at Discovery were a lot more intentional about putting God first in their life?
I think that would be a game changer for sure. And I guess I would say that probably the result of that would be just more joy in people's lives, more happiness, which typically spreads like wildfire. And then I guess secondarily, the joy and happiness tends to lead to less stress, less anxiety. So when you put God first versus all of the ungodly things or worldly things, you just end up with more fulfillment, a sense of freedom. But I guess my ultimate answer would be just more joy, more happiness in people's lives, which, isn't that what we're all seeking on some level? So,
Brad, very well done. You made it through all the wings. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Brad. Had a good time.